Selwyn, following the loss to the Bombers, we saw Maisie dealing with a foot concern. How's he tracking?
Yeah, so Maisie had an acute episode during the game. We've been working with Stephen on managing a foot issue that he's had across the back end of pre-season and into the start of the season, which he's been coping really well with. He's pulled up well from that incident, and we'll just continue to manage as required with the aim to progress him into main training later in this week and to have him available this weekend.
Cozzy was limited at training today after rolling his ankle. How's he looking for this weekend?
Yeah, Cozzy just had an incident in the game which he pulled up a little bit stiff. He had integrated into training, but just with some dynamic movements didn't feel 100% comfortable, so he completed a straight line running session at the end of training, which is what we would typically do with most athletes coming out of the game if they are still managing something, but we'd look to modify the front end of the week to ensure they're good to go for our main training session.
Jake Lever obviously underwent surgery on his ankle last week. How has he pulled up from that?
Yeah, Jake's recovered well. He was back into the club today, so he's got a surgical review on Wednesday. That will hopefully have him move into a moon boot, and that allows our next phase of his progression where we'll be performing some strength loading in and out of the moon boot. He'll then have another review in another week or so to determine him coming out of the boot, which is then when we'll be able to progress his dynamic-based work and get a clearer picture on his exact return.
Judd McVee was battling a hamstring issue. Is he any closer to returning this weekend?
Yeah, so Judd integrated into full training last week. He had a good session on the weekend. The VFL team had a bye, so we had a group of about 15 to 17 guys training on the weekend while we were in Adelaide. He had another really good session, so he'll full train this week to be available for selection.
Great. And there might be a few names available this weekend after a VFL bye. Who is pushing for a return?
Yeah, so Tommy Campbell also had a slight hamstring strain. He had a really positive week. He integrated into full training today. Plan will be for him to train fully on Thursday to be available this weekend. And then Luca Kentfield, Colton Tolstrup have both been training really well and both available for selection this week as well.
Thanks for watching, D's fans. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe right here.